Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Golding. We are in your math packet on page 16, problem 3. I just got a comment on one of my videos that said I need to jazz things up a bit. It's like boring. So I was trying to figure out how I could sing a song, do a dance, make it a little more interesting. And I'm still working on it. So this one, no song or dance. I don't know. Not a good dance. All right, so here's what's going on in this problem. A beam of light is reflected off a mirror. So in this one, you can think of the light coming here, and then this probably represents the mirror, right? It's reflecting, comes down and bounces off. It says we want to determine the missing angle, and that's this angle right here, which is x. So you'll remember from if you watched my last video about problem 2 on this same page, we talked about adjacent angles are angles that share a vertex and they share a common side. We also learned about vertical angles, which we needed in that last problem. Vertical angles share a vertex and they are across from each other in that relationship, and they're congruent or equal. We also talked about supplementary and complementary angles. So supplementary angles form a line. Now, sometimes that line's flat like this. Sometimes it's on the side, right? The angles add up to 180. Most often when you see a representation of this, you see it with two angles that add up to 180. But you'll notice in our problem, there's a straight line here, okay? And instead of being two angles, there's 1, 2, 3 angles that form a straight line. And they all share a vertex, okay? This angle, and this angle share a common vertex. So this angle is adjacent to this angle, and this angle is adjacent to this angle. This angle and this angle are not adjacent, and they're not actually vertical. Even though they kind of look like that picture, they're not. But the cool thing is all 3 angles are supplementary. Now notice when I draw that picture again, and I'm going to draw it with a different color, I went like this when I made that a reference to all 3 angles. Do you notice that's a half of a circle, right? So a semicircle. And if I were to go all the way around, I know it looks a little less than a circle, but the total degrees in a circle is 360. So it makes sense that these angles would have to add up to 180, right? Okay, I think you can probably already see how to do this. We have to take 55 and 55, and we have to add those together. Well, let's see. That's the same as 55 times 2. And I could use my decomposing of numbers. That's the same as 50 plus 5 times 2. And I could say that's the same as 50 times 2 plus 5 times 2. This is how people do mental math when they're doing things like this. I know that 50 times 2 is 100 and 5 times 2 is 10. So I know that these angles add up to be 110, right? The 55 and the 55. You probably did that in your head differently. Not difficult, is it? Now I have to figure out that missing piece, that missing x right here. And so all 3 have to add up to 180. So 110 plus x is equal to 180, right? So what is that x? 70. So x is equal to 70, and don't leave it naked. It's 70 degrees. All right. Ooh, I wonder if it'll be 70 degrees out today. That would be nice. Hope you have a wonderful day.